And now I am really delighted. I'm so happy to be with two wonderful women from a brilliant and essential organisation, Legal Aid. I'm with Mary Lovelock and Jessica McLaren, and welcome both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Jean.
Oh, it's so great to have you here. Tell us about Legal Aid, about the brilliant organisation you are.
Sure thing. Legal Aid is a statewide legal service. We focus on giving legal services to vulnerable people, and we can provide information and legal advice and representation in all kinds of legal issues. So that might be with family, divorce, or children. It could be criminal law representation, or the kind of work that Mary and I usually do, which is civil law problems, which is like everyday legal issues. So it might be problem with Centrelink, or debts, or immigration, or housing.
Employment, often things that people don't realise that there's a legal issue involved.
No.
We can provide some free assistance to people.
Yes, I didn't know you could actually get a legal people involved with like Centrelink issues.
Absolutely.
How
Yep.
extreme do those issues have to be before you go to legal aid?
Well, the important thing is not to go when it's extreme, but when
Right.
it's very early. Because
Right.
we often talk about legal problems as being like a weed in the garden, that you want to get it when it's tiny and you can just pluck it out with 2 fingers instead of needing, a full-on assault on the garden. So
Oh,
if you
right.
get to things early, if you just have a little question and you're like, why does Centrelink think I have a debt? I don't think I have a debt. You can find out and you can resolve it early, rather than maybe waiting 2 years, and then we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, and maybe
And you're still in denial.
Exactly.
And,
Lots of times there's time limits. So
Yeah.
if you're sacked from your job, there's quite a small time limit
Oh,
if you want
right.
to challenge that decision. So it's really important to get that help early, just to ask a question and find out what you can do.
And why are you here at the Seniors Festival? What are you particularly offering seniors?
Sure.
So sometimes legal problems can be difficult to talk about, and especially for older people, because some of those legal problems involve their family. And so we hope that by being here today, we can destigmatise some of those issues. We can normalise some everyday family problems that happen, and help connect older people to services.
Yeah, so that would be good. So you give people strategies to be able to talk about
Yeah.
difficult issues.
Absolutely. We give people information, and information empowers them. And like Jess said,
Definitely.
being able to talk about a problem when it's just small really helps, de-escalate issues, and can kind of really engage that older person with the solution.
So is this mainly we know how important it is to have all the enduring powers of attorney and guardianships and wills and advance directives in place.
Yeah.
So if someone's feeling they don't understand, or they're feeling slightly pressured about those sort of, can they come and talk to you?
Absolutely, and I think you've hit on a particular issue. Sort of often older people feel pressured around sort of situations, especially when there's money involved. Can be difficult for older people to talk about those issues within their family. So having somebody outside their family who can give them some independent, objective advice, can listen to them, can connect them to services, I think is a really helpful service.
Because you really should have those conversations with a legal person without family or friends in the room, don't you?
Absolutely.
The senior is the person
Yep.
who makes those decisions by themselves.
Yeah.
You shouldn't bring in family when you're discussing.
Exactly right.
And one of the things that legal aid staff are taught is how to spot if a family member comes in to do an appointment and you're like, oh, why is the daughter doing all the talking
Exactly.
when my client is the older person and she's the one who needs the advice? So we're very aware of those kinds
Can you
of
separate
risks.
them?
Absolutely.
Come with
Absolutely.
me.
We have lots of strategies
Yes,
to make
great.
sure that if the older person is the one who needs the advice, that we can make sure that we're working for them, not for the most chatty person in the room.
Yes, or the one who's doing the best by her parents,
Exactly.
but maybe, there's a bit of self-interest or
Exactly.
not even that. Maybe the parents don't actually understand what exactly is going on or why they have to
Yeah.
sign these papers and
Yeah.
like just empowering them with the information and their own.
That's right, and often people will have maybe the child has taken them to the bank and they've got all these documents, and then they're like, wait a second, what happened? We don't want to reinforce that dynamic when they come to us, so we can see like, all right, something's happened here, we'll separate you, you need
Yeah.
separate legal advice, and we can make sure that the older person is being
So-
getting the right advice.
Yes, because it really is important to have all these legal documents in place. Like, you don't want to not have them in place because you're trying to avoid conflict. You really want them in place.
Yeah, because the conflict is going to happen either way, so you're
Yeah.
better off being protected and having that peace of mind.
And is legal aid available for everyone?
Everyone is able to get free legal information. So we have resources on our website and a telephone number that anybody can call. And then depending on your legal issue or your financial circumstances, or say if it was a criminal matter, the chances of you having to go to jail, different things kind of trigger the amount of free advice and representation that you get. So often people will say, oh, I don't have a pension, so you can't help me. And I'm like, no.
Oh, right.
Come and talk to us. We'll be able to figure out if we can help you. Don't sort of limit yourself before you
No.
get some help. So everybody can ring us and get some help. It'll just depend on the situation, exactly what sort of help they can get.
And the other thing is that if we can't assist you, we're really skilled in connecting you with other services that may be able to help you. So, I mean, I
Great.
think the message is to reach out, contact us, and then we can help triage what the issue is and
Yeah.
make sure that you're connected to the most appropriate service. But I think Jess has really covered it. Get some advice early.
Yeah.
Speak out. We're here to sort of support you. We've got a number of resources. We're a statewide service. And if someone contacts us, we can connect them to their closest legal assistance service.
I think it's good to get in early, don't you think? Like,
Definitely.
as when we are feeling less vulnerable,
Yeah.
and when we can still read the fine print. But you'd probably
Exactly.
read it for us, I guess.
Exactly. We will read the fine print for you. If you're getting letters through the letterbox because you had maybe like a
And-
payday loan, or you borrowed some money and then you're like, I don't want to deal with this. That's the time when you're like, come early and we can help you figure it out.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we've had a bell. Is there anything? That's our 5-minute warning. Is there anything else you would like to say, like where people can contact you? How do they contact you?
Yeah, sure. So you can call Law Access, which is the telephone service that triages all of our calls, puts people in contact with the legal aid officers or other services. You can also find us on the web as Legal Aid New South Wales, and then we have a stall here.
You have a stall here. Wow, it's great you've got a stall here. I think you'll be inundated with people wanting, to know.
It's been a busy morning.
Has it already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's really great. Well, thank you for being part of the festival. What a wonderful service you are. I don't know what we'd do without you. So thank you. Have a great festival.
Thanks for having us, and thanks for the chat.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Mary.
Jen.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks, Legal Aid.